Hi, I'm Stephen Cronin, thanks for watching, and today I'm going to show you how to paint this little simple lakeside scene. But first, let's have a look at the materials. So if I show you my colours first, we've got ultramarine, cadmium yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber, light red. I'm using the large one Ranson hake, and it's 15 by 11 Fabriano watercolour paper. So I'm going to start this one off just using the large hake, and this is just clear water all over the paper just to soften it all off and stop the paper from going all crinkly. And I'm going to go into a bit of raw sienna, just to add a bit of background flavour, and then add a little bit of ultramarine, just sort of hit and miss down the paper. Now there is some water at the bottom there, so let's just pop that water area in. We're about a third of the way down. So I had to pause it for a minute then, just to deal with something, and by the time I've got back, everything's dried, so I'm just re-wetting it. And then I'm going to put a bit more ultramarine in there, I think. A bit more down the bottom in this water area, leaving a nice little lit area there where the light's going to catch it. Then I'm going to put some clouds in, so I'm going to go alizarin crimson, Payne's grey, not too much water because it all starts soaking, it will start dripping down the page because there's already water on there. So I'm just a little bit of cloud here and there. I think that's all I'm going to put in for now, I think. Not getting too balmy. Now I'm going to take those same sky colours, a bit of raw sienna, ultramarine, and I'm going to put in the distant mountains, which are going to be somewhere up there, something like that. I'll clean that brush, that's just too muddy. I'm going to go a bit of raw sienna. I'm just going to pull down some reflections while I'm going along. And a little bit of alizarin, ultramarine, a bit of raw sienna. Yes. Something like that. Pull down some reflections. And what I might do, just use a clean damp brush just to then just soften that off a little bit, because the next layer is going to go in there. I just wanted to try and make it look a bit sort of misty. And also some even fainter stuff going on over this side. There's going to be some land there on the left, so I'm going to worry about the reflections there. So let's just refix this, pull it tight. It has stretched a little bit since I first started. Let's get that flat against the board, soak that up at the bottom. Watch the little pools of water that gather at the bottom of the page, because they'll start to creep up over time. And then I'll just make sure that that's a bit drier. I don't need to do that. I'm just going to put it on thicker, just a thicker mix. Let's just go raw sienna, a bit of ultramarine, maybe a bit of burnt umber. And I'm going to start there. And this is like a big mountain on this side. And once I've got that this bottom bit, I'm just going to pull down some reflections. going to be a bit more land there, so I ain't going to worry about any more. That's far enough. And again, I might use a clean damp brush and just try and soften some of this off. In preparation for another layer that's going to go in. Just a quick dry. In fact, while it's still slightly wet, it's just a few little rocks and things on this mountain side. A few little reflections here at the bottom of those rocks. Yeah, I should have done that initially when it was still a bit wet. That's all right. Let's go in with some raw sienna, a bit of burnt umber. I'm even going to go with a bit of light red as well. Ultramarine. Adding a little bit more. There's another layer in there. A few more reflections. And then got the reflections in there, and then in front of that one, just go a little bit of. There's a little bit of grass growing on there. Not a lot. A little bit. I think I made it worse, but not to worry. And then in front of that, there's a bit more, a few more rocks, so a bit more raw sienna, a bit of burnt umber. I'm just going into everything. Ultramarine. Just generally looking for a dark mix. And then I'm coming out here like that. A few more rocks. A few reflections down there. A bit of green here and there. We need some mountains on the, not mountains, but rocks on the left hand side, so I'm going into those dark colours again, a bit of burnt umber, a bit of light red, a bit of ultramarine, just looking for a general dark mix, and then we're coming down from there, up and down, and that's going to go out something like so. Leave a bit of lemon yellow, not lemon yellow, cadmium yellow. A few little rocks, things going on down there. And then in front of that, I'm trying some strong, grassy colours, so I'm going cadmium yellow. Bit of ultramarine. I'm just pushing that on like that. Bit too much water, so I'm just pressing it against this tissue just to dry it off a bit. Get back into there. Ultramarine. Raw sienna. I'm just flicking it down like that just to create some sort of random grass type patterns. More on this side. And then by the water's edge, a bit of burnt umber. And a few little rocks by the rocks and pebbles by the bank. big one in there as well. So let's just clean the brush. I'm just going to squeeze the water out of it like that. Just so it's sort of clean, damp, chisel edged brush. Just get the fingers in like that, just so it's nice and like that. And then I'm just going to, this is just where the land meets the water, and just a few like ripples and things happening. Up there as well. See on this side, obviously the further away they get, the less apparent they are. I don't want to get too balmy. I think I'm almost done. I want this just a little bit darker actually. Let's go a bit of light red, a bit of ultramarine, a bit of cadmium yellow. Just try and a bit of burnt umber. Just get that a little bit darker. Burnt umber, ultramarine, a little bit of Payne's grey in there as well, just to really darken it. Just want it to stand out a bit more. Also a few little things going on there. I think all that's left to do now, once I've just made sure this is flat against the board, is just need just a little focal point. I think I'm just going to put a little yacht or something in the distance. So what I'm going to do is find a little brush, little rigger brush, try and find a clean area on this, just to soak up the paint while I wet it. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to damp the brush, just take the excess off on the tea towel, and then I'm going to say, and go a bit right out there, and all I'm doing, just using a damp brush just to take the paint off. So I'm just wetting it, just a sort of triangular shape, just like a shape of a sail. And then once it's wet, I can then take it off with a piece of tissue, and you're down to like the white of the paper. So just a little bit more. Press it with the tissue, and then don't forget your reflection underneath. And we've got like that's our little yacht in the distance. I think all that's left to do now is pop your name on it, and I'm going to call that one finished. So let's see what it looks like with the names on. So there's the finished painting with the mount on, so let's go and have a closer look at it. Starting with the sky area, a little bit careless because you can see where I re-wet it. You can see the lines, the brush marks there from where I re-wet it. So it was just raw sienna, bit of ultramarine, sort of a little bit of light coming through the sea, not the most dramatic effect I've ever done. Then over on this left hand side we've got this big Payne's grey alizarin crimson cloud. Use the same sky colours to put in these distant hills and mountains and bits and pieces. The most distant one here, put in with the lightest tone, then a little bit stronger, and then you can see how I use a clean damp brush just to soften all this off, to almost sort of remove the paint, just to try and create a sort of lighter effect so that this profile of this more closer hill stood out more. Try to scrape out a few rocks here and there coming down this hillside, a few more down by the shore's edge, and then as the foreground approaches us, the paint gets stronger and stronger, more paint, less water, a few reflections down there as well, and then in the foreground the thickest paint, you know, the maximum paint, least amount of water, and then I've scraped in a few little rocks and pebbles there along this foreground shore. Then to give it a focal point, just took out a little triangular shape on the horizon line, took it out with a tissue just to try and create the impression of a boat there on the horizon line. Well, that's it for today's painting. I hope you like that. Don't forget to keep practicing. Any questions, please ask. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.